everybody. We're in the Mississippi Delta today, doing some exploring some old abandoned bridges that I've visited, 8 or 9, 10 years ago. We've made it to our first one. This is the Lambfish Bridge, and it goes over the Tallahatchie River. We are just northwest of Charleston, Mississippi. The last time I was drive over this bridge, they have removed the roadway on the west side, and they're putting a new bridge in. It looks like just to the south of here. They've cut a bunch of cypress trees down. I'm going to get the drone out here in a minute and do a flyover. This is going to change our route just a little bit because I was expecting to be able to go over this bridge and continue on to our next location. But that's where we are today. We're going to be trying to track south to Greenville, down near around Rolling Fork, and we've got 3 or 4 bridges that we're going to try to get to. Like I said, it's been about 8 to 10 years since I visited these places, so I'm hoping I can still get access because these things are going away, it seems like, every day. This bridge was, I believe, built in 1906, if I'm not mistaken, but I will put that on in the description of the video. But thanks y'all for watching, and here we go. The Lambfish Bridge was built in 1905 by the American Bridge Company of New York, and it's associated with the once prosperous Lambfish Lumber Company of Charleston, Mississippi. In 1932, a fire swept through their milling plant, and with the loss of the lumber company, the railroad was no longer needed, and the bridge was abandoned. And in the 1950s, the span was lowered and the railroad ties removed, and the structure was converted to a 1-lane car and truck bridge. In 2018, the bridge was closed due to several failures in a safety inspection, and at the time it was averaging 80 plus crossings a day. Okay, the second bridge that we came to is the Bayou Bridge in Glendora, Mississippi, in Tallahatchie County. It's on the south side of town, what used to be 2nd Street. The bridge was built in 1916, abandoned for vehicle use in 1955. It's 150 feet long with 2 75-foot steel trusses, with the side trusses there are 8 feet tall,
and they're called steel Warren trusses, or just Warren trusses. There is a theory that this was the bridge that Emmett Till was thrown from when he was murdered in 1955 for whistling at a white woman. He was from Chicago visiting, I think, family that summer, and it's not confirmed, but there is stories that this bridge is directly tied to that murder. And ironically, that happened in 1955, and that's when the bridge was no longer being used for vehicle traffic. I may cover this topic in a future podcast.
We're going to go in Airport Grocery here in Cleveland, Mississippi, and try to get us some Delta Tamales. So we ordered, I just got a half a dozen of the hot tamales, and Paula ordered the chili cheese tamales. Should be out in just a minute. Yummy. Oh yeah. Well, those hot tamales were very good. About to wrap up lunch and head to Rosedale, Mississippi. Try to get over the Mississippi River levee to the riverside, maybe get some drone footage there. Then on up to Clarksdale. We'll do some walking around in Clarksdale and get some footage there, and then on back to Memphis. Stay tuned. This is us leaving out of Cleveland, Mississippi. Right here we're driving by the Grammy Museum that's part of the Delta State University campus, and they are the Fighting Okra and the Delta State Statesman. And now for something completely different.
we wrapped up our day in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Just did a quick drive around through downtown. I was lucky enough to be involved with the expansion of the Blues Museum in Clarksdale back in 2011 to 12, and you'll see it here in just a minute. Just before I started that project, the old Greyhound bus station here on the right was restored. I believe it was an architect's office at the time. Beautiful neon sign at night, and it looks like that Wingstop has moved into the Greyhound bus station. Old furniture store there. Big hotel here on the right, and the next red brick building on the right, Ike Turner got his start at the radio station that was in this hotel. I'll probably do a podcast on the history of things around Clarksdale, the old buildings there. Like I said, this is just a real quick, drive through. But it's a really cool town. When I was working at the Blues Museum, it was nothing to come out of my office there and see people from Europe, Canada, Japan out filming. It's got such a rich history, from Led Zeppelin to the Rolling Stones. I actually met Robert Plant at the Sunflower Music Fest in 2011. Briefly, spoke to him here in the museum. That's the expansion area there, and then the older depot building in the far background of the photo there, right across the street from Ground Zero, that Morgan Freeman owns. The Delta Cafe here is really good. But just wanted to thank you guys for watching another High Point Overland vlog, and hope to get a podcast out here shortly, early this week, covering a little bit deeper, topics of the things that we saw this weekend. So I hope you'll tune in and take a listen to that. And I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you're not already, and share. And until next time, take it easy.